And here I am at the Dollar Tree grabbing those wood panels in rectangular shape. They're $3 each, and I want to make some projects with it. I'm going to remove the cover first, and I love to work with wood, and this is just a perfect shape. I want to stain it. I'm going to use this weathered wood DIY paint, but I'm not gonna paint it. I'm gonna stain it with my sponge brush. So I'm going over the wood panel, and after that, slowly with a wipe, I'm just gonna remove the paint so I can get that wood weathered stain on my panel. After it's all covered, I'm gonna let it dry, and when it's dry, this is how it came out. Also, I'm gonna be adding 2 oval plaques from Dollar Tree, and I'm gonna be adding it in the middle of my Canva. Before I glue them, I wanna make sure that they're right at the middle spot, and I'm just marking it off with a marker, and now I'm just adding off a wood glue, and with the sponge brush, I'm just going over. And for a speeding gluing, I'm just adding a hot Gorilla Glue on the edges, and we're gonna add them back to my panel. And for those of you who doesn't know me, I am C, and this is CeeJ DIY, and welcome. In the middle part, I'm gonna be adding this wooden applique, and I wanna see how it's gonna look, but before I glue it, I'm staining it with the same weathered wood DIY. I'm just using my dry brush and just going over this beautiful design, and all those designs are coming into details with this distressing color. And I'm gonna do the same thing like I did the other flags. I'm just adding a wood glue, and with a brush, I just love these sponge brushes because they're so easy to work with and to add the glue or stain with them. And I'm gonna glue it right in the middle, and here you go. You have a beautiful pumpkin. Doesn't this look like a pumpkin to you? It does to me, and it's so high-end and rustic and beautiful. On top, for a stem, I just grabbed one of my Dollar Tree old pumpkins, and I'm just gonna glue it on top of my plaques. And for extra embellishment, I'm adding some fall leaves just to give the extra embellishment to my pumpkin and more beautiful look detail to it. I also added some longer leaves on the side as well, all those beautiful colors of fall. I will be also distressing the edges of the pumpkins so we can get that rustic look, and this creation is done. I got these 2 placemats from my local store. They're like $2 and some change, and I'm gonna be using one of them. I love all those designs on it, so I grabbed one of those Hobby Lobby wood rounds. They're coming as a 3 set. I'm using the medium size one, and all I'm doing is I'm just gluing the edges on the placemat and adding it to the wood round and creating a beautiful pumpkin fall decor. And I'm showing you how from unconventional items you can create a beautiful fall decor. Like for this one, for example, from a placemat, you created a beautiful fall sign. I'm gonna be making a simple bow. I just grabbed my bow makers because this burlap ribbon doesn't have a wire, so I just wanted to make a simple bow. I don't need no tails because the sign already looked perfect, and I don't want to cover it with the tails, so I'm just making a simple 2-loop bow. And after I cut off the edges, I'm just gonna flip it off where I cut it off, so that part is gonna be from the inside part of the sign, if that makes sense. So I'm just making a decent bow, super simple. I'm also adding this brown burlap ribbon and making a smaller bow, same way, 2-loop. I just want to make a super simple rustic bow, and I really love this burlap ribbon. It's from Dollar Tree. I got it a couple of years ago. I love the colors. And we had just a simple 4-loop bow, and as I mentioned, we don't need no tails, we just need the bows. Now when I made my bows, I'm just gonna remove them from my bow maker, and I'm gonna tie them in the middle with the twine. Super simple. and we're gonna add it to our sign. I just love this beautiful neutral wooden look that I'm creating today. Before I glue it, I'm cutting off the tails because, as I mentioned, I don't want to cover the whole beautiful design from my placemat on my sign, and I'm gonna be gluing this bow on top of my sign. I love how cohesive it looks together with my sign. Also, for extra embellishment, I grabbed some fall picks that I'm gonna glue them under my bow, and this creation is done. Such a quick and easy and very high-end look for fall. This video is part of a pumpkin party challenge. It's hosted by my darling friends Ellie from DIY from House to Home and Tami from Happiness Created, and I am the guest host, CeeJ DIY, where we create beautiful pumpkin home decor. Their links are links in my description box, along with the amazing playlist with so many talented creators. So after you're done watching my video, you know where you're going next. Now back to my project. I'm adding also one of those burlap flowers from Dollar Tree in the middle, and this creation is done. I found this set of boxes, wooden boxes from a thrift store. They were $3, but actually they were 50% off, so I only paid $1.50 for them. So I want to make them like a tier tray or tier box. So I'm going to be using these round wooden dowels that I got from Dollar Tree. Before I cut them off, I'm going to measure them on a half, and I'm just going to cut them off with my cutter. Super simple. And now on the back of my boxes, I'm just gonna measure right in the middle when I'm gonna drill the hole before I add that dowel in it. I did the same thing to my other two boxes, and those are just a perfect tier tray or whatever you like to call it, where we can not just decorate it for fall, we can create it for everyday home decor or any holiday we have. Now that I measured the middle part with my tool, I'm just drilling a hole, and simple, it's just a 5-minute work, and you're gonna make something from old to new, and it's gonna look perfect for your home decor. So I'm just drilling the hole on the second one. I did the same thing to the third one as well, and we're gonna add the bolts to the dowels, and we're gonna have a beautiful tiered tower for any kind of occasion. So as you can see, I'm just adding the bolt, and first I want to add with the screwdriver. I'm just going over to make it thicker before I use my gun. My husband taught me because I'm not a perfect professional maker. So now I just grab my gun and I'm just going over to make it nice and sturdy, and I'm gonna do the same thing on top of it, except for this time on the dowel I drill a hole to be easier for me to add the bolt on the second box. I mean, you can be creative, you can add those dowels like you wanted to, but I found it easier this way. And then for the third one, I add the dowel, and then I add the bolt on the side on the second box, if that makes sense. And now when all that is done, I love how it looks. I also added this beautiful wooden applique. You can find designs like this from those applique from any crafting stores, Home Depot having those, Lowe's having those, Amazon, anywhere you like. I decorate them with pumpkins in the middle and some fall picks and some leaves on top and the bottom and acorns, and here how it came out. For my next pumpkin, I'm going to be using this sign from Dollar Tree. All I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the handle and the bow that it came, and I'm going to do the other side, the back side of my pumpkin. I'm going to be adding this velvet fabric that I got left over from my other crafts, and I want to cover this sign with it. So I'm just cutting just enough fabric to cover my pumpkin, and I'm going to glue the back of it with it. To be easier, I'm just gonna cut couple of pieces to it so it's gonna be nice and smooth gluing. As you can see, I'm just cutting off a couple of pieces and I'm gonna be gluing them just like so. When you don't have a straight shape and you have a pumpkin shape like this, to add a fabric, it will be easier like this, just cutting off a couple of pieces from the fabric and I'm just gluing them one by one until I got the full shape of my pumpkin sign, if that makes sense. I love this velvet for this fall. I created a beautiful pumpkin pillow, and this time I'm gonna be creating a pumpkin velvet sign, and it's gonna match perfect for our vignette, and I'm gonna show you at the end how gorgeous it looks. And nobody knows that it only costs us just $1, and with any fabric that we have, doesn't need to be a velvet fabric. You can use any fabric and you can cover one of your signs from Dollar Tree that you have and create a beautiful high-end decor that somebody's gonna think that you bought it from a very high-end boutique. Now that my sign is covered, I'm also gonna be adding this beautiful medallion wooden applique. I'm just gonna glue it. This time I'm just using a hot Gorilla Glue because I'm adding it to a fabric, doesn't need to be adding a wooden glue. So I'm just going around the edges before I glue it, and I think it's gonna look super beautiful. This beautiful difference between the wood and the velvet brown, I think is just perfect. You gotta let me know, what do you think? Now to embellish it, I went to my fall picks and see which one is gonna look the best. I'm just adding some random leaves and see which color of those leaves gonna match perfect with my velvet and this natural wooden look. So I'm just making experiments, cutting off the leaves, and I didn't like this green color first. I think it needed something else. So I went and grabbed more different leaves and see how it's gonna look. I add some berries. I mean, you can be creative. I got these picks from Dollar Tree, also adding some floral as well, and see how it's gonna look before you glue it. And then at the end, I decided to add the magnolia leaves. I think it's gonna match perfect. I grabbed some of those berries also from Dollar Tree, and I'm gonna be gluing those. And I think this match with the magnolia leaves and with my velvet, it looks just perfect. You can be creative, you can add any colors that you like, but I think this one just came out as a win-win look. Now that we got the leaves and the berries, also I'm gonna be adding some fall flowers on the sides and some smaller leaves to just cover around the stem. Also around the frame of my pumpkin, I'm adding this beautiful burlap or twine ribbon that I got in my stash. And also I'm gonna covering the stem with this twine ribbon, twine design ribbon. And I think this looks so beautiful. I am in love with these colors. I have also covered the back to have a nice look, and that's it for this DIY. I'm gonna be using these foam Dollar Tree pumpkins. I'm removing the stem on top of it, and I'm gonna be adding the leftover velvet fabric that I got from my other project, and I'm gonna be covering this pumpkin with it. Super simple. I just grabbed the edges of my pumpkins and adding them in the middle part where the stem was, and with the scissors I'm just adding the fabric inside of it. Super simple and easy. You can make any kind of pumpkin like this. And now to make it more high-end, I'm adding one of those twines that I have, and I'm just gonna go around the ribs of the pumpkin and like I did, if you remember, when I was doing my velvet brown pumpkin, I'm doing the same thing, as you can see. But this one is so easy because we have a middle part where the stem was. So all I do is I'm just using my scissors so I can put the part inside of it, of the twine. And I'm just going around the ribs of my pumpkin, and it looks super cute. Combination with this twine and a velvet, I really like how it looks so far. Now that I cover all my pumpkin ribs with this twine, I'm just gonna cut off the leftover of the twine. I'm adding one of those berries and these wooden stems also from Dollar Tree, and I'm adding some of those leaves. I didn't like the leaf that it came with the berry, so I just removed that one and I added different leaf to it, and that's it for this cute pumpkin. I really love how it came out. It matched with my other velvet sign that I made and with my brown velvet pumpkin that I made, so it's just a perfect look. You gotta let me know, what do you think about all those creations that I made today? I hope I inspired you. I think I bring the fall decor to a very high level with this decor. I really love them. I really love how they all came out. And don't forget to check out the amazing Ellie, Tami. Thank you so much for inviting me to be your guest host, and all those amazing talented creators in this amazing playlist, and show them lots of love. And until next time, my darlings, I'm sending you lots of love, lots of music, positive energy, and I got an amazing collab coming up on the 16th with my darling friend Jackie. I can't wait to show you what I made. And until next time, God bless you all from me to you. Bye-bye.